Senseless motion sold as innovation, otherwise known as autopack. Senseless motion sold as innovation.
Good evening. We are back with our Racial Justice Bundle streams. This is day 124. We'll be looking at game number 370, 371, and 372. The first one we have is Roll+Heart by Owl Sanctuary Studios. The second one is The Guilt and the Shadow by Hawk. We have seen one other game by Hawk before. I believe it was Zone of Lacrima, I think was the game. And let me just verify that because I tend to make mistakes about that occasionally. Yeah, Zone of Lacrima. It was the story-based shoot 'em up, which is pretty interesting. The third game we have is Tales from the Windy Meadow by Moral Anxiety Studio. So today it's a visual novel and some sort of interactive fiction, I'm guessing. It's a bit unclear, but they all seem to be very story driven today. That seems to be the pattern. Hi Shell Smiley, thank you for being here and thank you for hosting. And good evening Jasmine T, how are you? I'm doing a lot better today. Yesterday was a bit rough for me, but today I seem to be functioning way better. My brain is way calmer, less agitation in there. So I'm really happy to be back in my regular pattern of doing these streams twice a week, the indie streams. I am still working on a new overlay for the racial justice streams, but it's gonna take a bit more time. There's just so many ideas and so much graphics work. I mean, even if Rifna helps with a lot of them, I still need to figure out what I exactly want before that happens. So, yeah, I'm glad too. Thank you for being here. So we're starting early nowadays. hopefully this is the time slot we're gonna go on for a while. 7 p.m. Pacific. You put so much into your overlays and it shows. Yeah, Rifna and I came up with some pretty cool ideas. They did most of the actual work for the racial justice one. I don't think there's only I only worked on this green little tube that goes from the game console to the TV portion. That's the only part that I've worked on, artistically speaking. So yeah, it's cool. I'm hoping to do a bit more work for the second version, for the next iteration of this. So let's switch on the game thingy. I believe the first game is a visual novel. Okay, Roll+Heart. Roll+Heart is a dating simulation and visual novel. Let's turn the music down a little bit. Visual novel set within the adventures of a tabletop game group. I've played a similar game before. I think it was called Dungeons and Lesbians. The game includes tabletop battles, a thrilling campaign, and a variety of exciting date opportunities. So this is, in this one, you actually get to play the tabletop battles. That's interesting. With diverse character customization and 5 unique romantic paths to take, Roll+Heart explores the lines between roleplay and reality and celebrates the appeal of tabletop games to people from all walks of life, from a car mechanic to a mother of 2. Yeah, okay, I'm glad they made a game exploring this, because tabletop games have it has a primal, no, not primal, more like yeah, it's like a foundational experience of storytelling that it explores. So is yeah, it's very ancestral. Yeah, that's what Rifna says. A tabletop dating sim about romance, friendship, secrets, and the ultimate fantasy. A group who can consistently play tabletop every week. Want to try before you buy? Check out the free demo. What do you get? Oh, that's looking really nice. Love it. Love the D20s. 5 unique romantic pathways, 90 plus beautiful environments, over 120,000 words across 23 chapters. Full tabletop campaign with turn-based battles. Oh my god. That's interesting. A visual novel, but it has other mechanics built in. It's $10 US at the moment. Let's try it out. I believe the controller works for this one. When I was testing it, I saw it respond. Well, the controller's not responding anymore. I'm guessing maybe I was mistaken. Visual novels usually don't have the controller, so... Okay. I love the colors. The slight shimmers, I love it. The music is fairly loud in this one. Wonder if I can turn down the music. Maybe. Yeah. I think that's slightly better. Yeah, I think that's a lot better. Empty slot. Select. I love the D20 in the corner. It's so cute. D20s are one of my favorite dice. How do you use a plural in that sentence? My favorite dice? Oh, I guess so, yeah. This game has a lot of thinking behind the scenes, apparently. It's taking a long time to load. Rifna's excited because we just ordered a part of our coffee machine that was broken for a long time. We just found a way to get it for not too high of a price. Yeah, it's a very reasonable price, given that it's been broken for almost 4 years now. Oh, wow, okay. That's cool. Interesting. In real life and in-game life. That's awesome. Okay. Let's do what? Let's Body type. Body type. I'm glad it's like body type and not like gender or something like that. What do I like here? Oh, that's fine, I think. Loads. 3 options. Okay, it's not giving me color options here. I think that's kind of cool. Miscellaneous. Oh, hair color. Purple. Purple. Pink. Purple. No, this one. This one is cool. Eye color. Okay. I like green. I like green eye color. Skin tone. These are completely random. No, I'm like, they're not consistent with each other. And also not, ordered. Interesting. They had a purple here too. Yeah. I do like that blue as well. Don't know. Maybe. Messaging icon. Oh. The kitty. The dagger. There's a heart. A snail. That's what I want. A snail. Snails are cute. class. We're in the class section. Human druid, elven ranger, or dwarven fighter. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Backstory. A true child of the world upon which you tread lightly. You are attuned with nature, an extension of its will, able to draw on extraordinary elemental forces. Swift and sure, you have always been able to pick your fights and use the environment to your advantage. Your keen eye and nimble tread make you a dangerous opponent. Once a budding hero, you have fallen from grace after a series of hard knocks and challenges has made you into an iron-will, unstoppable force more than willing to rise to any occasion. You know, that kind of fits for some reason. Yeah, like what I'm sensing, it fits. Appearance. Oh wow, you can change this to big pink here. And green here, and ooh, purple. Purple. Okay, purple with that looks cool. That looks cool. No, I kind of like the darker ones. Yeah. And oh, that's kind of cool. I like the purple. Name is so hard. Name is hard. Magisteria, hi. How are you? Traversable wormhole. Hello. We are playing a game called Roll+Heart, and it's about a table. It's about finding romance through a tabletop RPG. So I'm creating my my player character, my character, and my character's character. I am good today. Yesterday was a mental health struggle, but today my brain seems to be way better. It's calmer. I had a chance to go out as well. I think that might have helped. I was out in the little bit of a rain. I went to change my update my ID because it expired, and I had a nice walk, and it was I feel empowered when I'm able to go out and take the bus. It's very helpful for me psychologically. I don't like it when the bus is too crowded, but I feel powerful when I'm able to make a bus trip somewhere. Makes me feel very accomplished. Okay, so player name. Names are really hard. How about since I picked a snail icon? How about Snail Heart? Snail Heart, yeah. There we go, Snail Heart. And the character name is... What's a good dwarf name? What's a good dwarf name? Let's just look it up. I hear that, Balance. Fair enough. Now, puzzle question time for you. When did I arrive in the room? You're welcome to answer this too. I don't know when you arrived in the room because I wasn't monitoring the I wasn't looking at the list. You know, in the list, people show up on the list before they chat. I didn't really look at that, so I wouldn't be able to tell. It is puzzling. I guess if I had a list open next to me constantly, I would have been able to tell. I'm glad I caught the solution to the puzzle? Huh. I don't get it. I mean, I get that I won't be able to find the solution because I wasn't looking. But yeah, I cannot assume that the moment you chatted is the same time you arrived. The dwarf's name is Shellmeister. I don't know. Snails, shell, you know. Shellmeister. Okay, cool. It's more like a title at this point than a name. But maybe the character is based on the, let me see. Based on the backstory, it says you have fallen from grace after a series of hard knocks and challenges. So that maybe they don't share their name, they only share a title that they want to be known as. Yeah, it has made you into an iron-willed, unstoppable force. But you're also wearing armor, so it speaks to that that you're using the armor as a shell of something to protect yourself from further injuries, psychological or not. Related to wormhole, quantum teleportation, and magic trick as a whole. Okay. And Kingdom Balance, you got what I was aiming for. Just because I reveal a wormhole drop doesn't mean that the arrival time was the same as the setup. Yes, that's what I thought too. If a wormhole or logical equivalent appears to be in effect, always look for where the causal influence lines are hidden. This goes for everything from telepathy to telekinesis to precognition to teleportation to anything that appears to be inconsistent. Makes sense? Alright, let's start this part. I wonder how it's gonna begin. D20s are so cool. I make my way to the cafe, looking around in confusion. It's surprisingly hard to find a board game cafe. Board game cafe. Board game cafe. I missed board game cafe. I wanna go to the... We do have our own board game space, so that's not too bad, but I missed the cafe. I miss their milkshakes. Their milkshakes are so good. Every time I miss something, Rifna's like, we should make our own.
Yeah, because I don't like it.
Yeah. Okay, magic tricks as I learned them finally clicked as being a tool to how to read wormholes, not as a debunk of them. The only genuine debunk of a wormhole is the inability to make or access one using tools directly. Okay. Board games. So board games is spelled differently here in the sign. Board games, if you're bored. I was warned that this place would be a little difficult to find. I definitely did not expect it to be this challenging. I pull out my phone to check the map and great, pulled out all my new dice. They scatter everywhere on the sidewalk. I sigh, crouching down to pick them up. Here's my D10, D4, D6. I think that's all of them except for... You rolled a 20! I look up and before me is this dude. He's crouched beside me pointing at my D20. Well, what do you know? It's a 20. I pick it up and stand up. The stranger stands up as well. What did I roll a 20 for though? Something good, probably. It usually is. What would be a good thing right now? Finding the board game cafe. yeah. Do you know where one is around here? Must be a lucky roll because no board games cafe is right there. Oh, it's no board games cafe. Actually, are you here for the tabletop game too? Yeah, that's the one. You know, do you know anyone there? I'm a bit new, so he smiles reassuringly. Not to worry, no one knows anyone here, so we're all strangers. I'm Judah. Have you ever played before? Let's go with this one. This one actually fits my experience. I've played before, it didn't go well though. Snail Heart, and yeah, I've played before, it went really badly. The entire thing fell apart, I didn't get into it at all. Well, I've never actually played myself, but our GM sounds pretty experienced, so I'm not too worried. It's all about fun at the end of the day, right? Take my game seriously? Well, you know, these are vague statements. These are vague statements because you can take fun seriously as well, right?
I would prefer a third.
Yeah, if it said I take my fun seriously, that's the one I would have picked. Yeah. Well, fun is the important thing. We can go with that, sure. Oh, definitely, that's the most important thing, to have fun. Still, I'll be doing my best. I worked on my character all week. He gestures to the cafe. Let's go in, shall we? The others should be arriving too. We enter the cafe, a bell hanging from the door tinkles. This looks cozy. Look at that place. Look at all those couches and those shelves. This looks really cozy. This is way cozier than the board game cafe we have here. You go on ahead to the table. I think we're at the corner over there. I just have to go to the loo. Judah then rushes off, leaving me behind. I look around, spotting a large table where a tall man is setting up in the corner. There are no other tables with a tabletop map. That must be the GM. I start to head towards the table when I hear the door open and the bell jingle, followed by... I'm sorry. I hear dice hitting the floor. I get my bearings enough to see who ran into me. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. There are dice everywhere. She's panicking. Well, I have to pick up these dice. Hang on, let me just... Hold on, let me... We end up knocking our heads together, bending down at the same time. Ah, shoot. Easy, slow down there. Slow down, it's okay. Okay, sorry. Don't worry, are you here for the tabletop game too? We managed to coordinate ourselves enough to pick pick up our renegade dice. Oh yeah, I saw the ad and honestly I'm nervous about it, but you know, I signed up and, well, now I'm here, running into people, bumping heads. But before we move on, I'm gonna post a link to this game in the chat. I forgot to do that. Generally, I do it right at the beginning, but I am a bit out of practice. It's been almost 2 weeks since I did my last one. So there it is. It's Roll+Heart by Owl Sanctuary Studios. You can get it at owl-sanctuary-studios.itch.io. Okay, back to the game. Oh yeah, I saw the ad and honestly I'm nervous about it, but you know, I signed up and, well, now I'm here, running into people, bumping heads. It's one way to make an impression, but it's fine. We found all the dice. Shall we head to the table? Sure, at least I won't have to talk to the GM by myself. Oh, it'll be fine. He's not going to breathe fire or something. That's the thing, breathe fire. Finally make my way to the table. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, GMs do breathe fire, just in the game, usually. I finally make my way to the table. It's nearly set up for 5 players, plus the GM. The GM is sitting at the head of the table, half hidden behind a divider. I was wondering if there's gonna be a divider in the story. He's very focused on the sheets in front of him. I get a glimpse of the sheets, but they're written in unfamiliar script. Hey, are you Gareth? He looks up, startled. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. In the zone, huh? You must have been pretty focused. He blinks and stands up suddenly, reaching forward with the hand. He has a pleasant smile, but he's also a bit nervous. Sorry, I am Gareth. You must be Snailheart. Welcome and thank you for coming here. I'm very pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you too. Garrett points to one of the seats. Please feel free to sit. I settle down into a seat on the other end of the table. The shy girl I bumped into has also settled in, rummaging through her bag. We're all silent. Ask if he's played tabletop games a lot. Ask about those notes. Notes are private. Let's ask about his experience. So have you played tabletop games a lot? Oh yes, I used to play many variations of tabletop games when I was young. I've led quite a few campaigns as well. I've not played in some time, however. Oh, what happened? He's silent for a long moment before opening his mouth to speak. I'm so sorry. I'm not late, am I? I took a wrong turn and goodness, well, at least I've made it here. An older lady arrives at the table with a large bag and what looks like a container of orange slices. It's fine. I think we're all still arriving. I think. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Sometimes the day just gets away from me and, well, I won't go on about it. But I brought snacks and some drinks. As if by magic, she pulls out various snacks and drinks from her bag, and in moments the table is covered with small bowls of various treats. So you must be Snailheart. I'm Eileen. Do you have any idea where the other players are? Should be starting in a few minutes. Oh, well, I didn't meet one. I think he's getting a coffee right now, so he's here, of course. Think we have one more, but I don't know about them. I'm sure they'll find their way, though. Don't worry about it. I suppose it's just I've never played a tabletop game before. I'm a bit nervous. Really? What's getting you into it now? Oh, my eldest is a big fan, and I wanted to see it for myself. Your eldest? You have kids? Oh yes, 2 of them. One is 12 and the other is 16. You like to hear about them. Ooh, consent. Nice. Usually they just push that information on you, especially if it's a baby. Yeah, let's hear about it, since she asked first. Sure, do you have photos? Oh, photos, wow. Well, this here is Charlie. He's very into sports. She had a game last weekend. Did they win? Oh, they were crushed, but they all had fun and ice cream, so that's basically a win for them. And your other one? Well, Jesse's been getting a lot more independent. He's starting to drive now, and well, I remember being 16, a hefty dose of questioning power. Does he get into trouble? Only when he doesn't take out the garbage. He's a good lad, really. I'm pretty sure he was a jerk. Pretty sure I was a jerk when I was 16. Weren't we all? Judah arrives at the table and settles into a seat with the coffee. I think it's a rule. One of my cousins turned 16 and suddenly, well, angry, quiet French pointing became a thing. A universal experience in all languages, I assure you. My name is Eileen. It's nice to meet you. Judah smiles, a sincere and friendly smile. Pleased to meet you. He then looks at the girl who ran into me. Hello there, my name's Judah and it's nice to meet you. Oh, I'm Edith. It's nice to meet you too. Her voice is so quiet. Okay, looks like we're all here except for... A woman looms over the table, looking like she's considering beating some nerds up. She tilts her head, suddenly a bit unsure. This the tabletop thing? You're just in time. Settle down, dear. I think we should start with introducing ourselves properly. She sits down at the last spot, shrugging her shoulders and leaning back into the chair. She looks around as though sizing everyone up, possibly for weaknesses. Alright then, let's get this party started. We all turn to look at the GM. He peers over the divider, his eyes sparkling. I'm Gareth, and I will be guiding you through this campaign. My purpose is to ensure everyone here has a fulfilling and rewarding experience. It's my wish that you all suspend disbelief. This is more than me throwing you into situations. This requires imagination, an open mind, and a little bit of faith. So tell me, who are you? The man I ran into speaks up first. I'm Judah. I've never played, but I'm very excited to join. My character is Alvar, a human rogue. And then the older lady. I'm Eileen. I'm quite eager to see how all this unfolds. My character is Fami, an orc barbarian. Nice. A shy woman raises her voice. I'm Edith. I've played a couple of times. I'm playing Vishwas, a halfling bard. The lady with the jacket speaks up. You can call me Mariah. I'm playing as Maya. She's an elven cleric. I'm kind of noticing that so far, a lot of the characters they picked is very opposite from who they appear to be. And finally, it's my turn to speak up. I'm Snailheart. I'm playing as a dwarf fighter. I think we're going to have a very interesting campaign. Now that we have met each other, now it's now time to meet your characters. Garrett flourishes dramatically, and we all lean in to listen. Every story starts with a place. That place might be huge and bustling or small and unassuming, simply a convenient town for travelers to rest and restock during their journey. The sign says the Tavern and Inn. N is written in an interesting way. It looks like a frown face. With quotations around it. At a crossroads, a meeting place, a point before the next stage. This town is that place, and in this town there's a tavern. Oh, that's a nice tavern. Oh, that fire looks so comforting. Well, I'm in a good mood, so everything looks nice. Maybe. Maybe that's the way it works. You can see the lines of the drawings through the candlelight. That's cool. Weary travelers and the people who live in this small village come here to unwind, drink, and rest before facing a new day. Cool. Each table is crowded with various groups, and the stools along the bar support the travelers moving alone. However, in a corner, an elderly dwarf man sits, nursing a tankard of lukewarm beer, a look of exhaustion and disappointment on his face. Each time the door of the tavern opens, he glances up as if expecting someone. But as the hour passes, his glances falter. He has neared the bottom of his tankard and gives a resigned sigh. The time is late. Suddenly, an axe as long as the dwarf is tall is dropped on the table, rattling his tankard and scaring the dwarf out of his thoughts. He looks up and sees an orc woman. Behind her stands a human man, a halfling, an elven woman, and a dwarf. Are you all here about my notice? Kenneth is the name of the dwarf. Are you all here about my notice? In these games, role-playing is very encouraged. I will often set up situations specifically for this purpose, but you can role-play any time. Act as you believe your character would. It can be a bit intimidating at times, but have faith with it. In time, it will come naturally. Hang on, let me try. Cool. I have seen your notice. I am Fami. These people, or Barbarian points at the small group, have also seen your notice. How was that? They put the player in front of it. That's cool. That was good. That was pretty good. What accent was that? Thank you. I just leaned into the Irish accent. Garrett clears his throat. Are you all a group? Oh, that's the elven cleric. Not exactly. We all found your notice at the same time. Now we are here. I wouldn't call that a group. The dwarf leans back in his seat, waving at you all to sit down. Well, it seems to me that perhaps you are all meant to be here. The task I have for you is not an easy one. Of course not. Alvar says, let's listen to what he has to say. The human says before turning to face the dwarf. Please start at the beginning. He drowns the rest of his beer, grimacing slightly at the taste before facing you all. The name's Kenneth. I've been working at a nearby mine for years. There's not much in it, but I usually find some materials that the smith here needs. However, a few days ago, I ran into some goblins in there, just moved in from who knows where. Fought them off, but I lost my locket in the scuffle. Was it precious to you? Shellmeister says, was it very precious to you? My late wife crafted it for me when we were courting. To lose it now, it hurts. I can reward your group with 50 silver pieces, so that's 10 pieces each. Well, that sounds agreeable. What say you all? Recovering something so dear is a worthy quest, and I have no complaints with the reward. Vishwas, and yet I value my life higher than a mere 10 silver pieces. You should offer more if you value your watch. I'm not in the habit of lending my skills for so little. You said little. What say you? 15 silver each. This watch is valuable to you, and we're putting ourselves in danger for the sake of it. I won't do it for less than 15 silver. I believe we have come to a decision. 15 silvers for each of us, or we will not continue. Wow, this is kind of really... wow, this is kind of really mean. Hey, you are one of the first people to decide to ring this old dude's wallet. You are one of the first people to decide to ring this dude's wallet? Yeah, sorry. It's what our characters would do. It does feel right for our characters. Sometimes they're going to be a bit mean. It feels weird, but you're right. Thanks. I understand, and I can find the extra coin. I just want my watch returned. With the initial introductions and bargaining out of the way, Kenneth explains where the mine is and what he knows of it. He offers a map, crude yet clear, made with practiced if shaky hand. The hour is late before the details are settled, and you all head to your rooms to take a needed rest before a day of danger. Soon after the sun rises, you meet up for breakfast, going over your gear and the map yet again. You have a rough location for where the watch may be if the elderly Roar's memory is true. Mid-morning, when your party leaves the small town heading towards the mine. It isn't long until you arrive, spying a small camp of goblins at the mine entrance. They have not spotted you yet. We could sneak past if we're light-footed enough to avoid detection. We could sneak, but there is another entrance on this map, although the route we must take to find the watch is tedious. Perhaps between our abilities we could convince them to leave, scare them off, or simply persuade them. That feels too chancy. I'd rather trust a straightforward fight, then we'll know they can't sneak up on us later. Let's try the stealth. Let's see what happens. I vote for the stealth route. They cannot attack us if they don't know we're here, and they won't know to warn anyone who may still be in the mine. Surprise will be to our advantage. Let us go then, follow my lead. Following Albert's example, you set off, slowly but steadily making your way around bushes and rocks, using the shadows to your advantage. Everyone roll for stealth. 8 isn't good, is it? 12, is that enough? I rolled 18. Oh, of course he rolled 18, he's stealthy. I got an unnatural 20. I got 5. Using the shadows to your advantage, you progress slowly but steadily. That is, until Vishwas loses her balance and starts to topple over. Kami grabs at her, determined to prevent a noisy fall, but her own balance is off. Luckily, Maya, Alvar, and Shellmeister all reach out in unison, rescuing their new friends. For a long moment, you all stand there, frozen still, eyes darting towards the goblin camp. Stomachs dropping, you see one goblin looking up towards you. Everyone leans forward as Gareth pauses. Suddenly, your weight shifts and you all stumble, trying to regain your footing. There's a shout of alarm followed by the 5 goblins yelling, "You've been spotted and now you must fight. Roll for initiative." Oh, we're in a battle now. That's so cool. Well, it's loading the battle. I don't know how it's gonna... What? Oh my god, it's a hexagonal grid. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's an actual hexagonal map. Oh god, that's... I didn't expect it to look like this. Can I zoom out? No. During battles and roll, you'll control your entire party. Okay. I don't see their character sheets, can I? It's almost dead, yeah. Wells Falcon is done undefeated still. Victory for us on this day. Yet another success for me. By the performance, we have triumphed. That was invigorating. So what happens when a character dies? This one. Wow. That's interesting. Step back, still poised to attack, but there is no need to any longer. The beast lies dead at your feet, and the way is clear. Pick up the watch, opening it to check. The locket opens smoothly. Inside, a tiny portrait of a female dwarf, who you assume is Kenneth's wife. I look around the cavern. The cavern is small, but there are symbols painted on the walls and even on the floor. There is a symbol of a snake in a loop eating its own tail. There is evidence of a ritual of some sort: melted candles, smudged chalk circles, and what looks alarmingly like a human shin bone. This is spooky. Let's head back. The return trek is easier with no enemies to slow you down. Still, it's early morning when you return to the inn. To your surprise, Kenneth is still awake, sitting by the dying embers of the fireplace. The sound of the door opening, he looks up, hopping up when he sees you. You've made it. I heard of goblin packs roaming and feared the worst. Are you all uninjured? We're a bit battered, but we made it. We even found your watch. It was worth it, though, to return this to you. I'm overjoyed. I have your reward right here. Food and drinks are on me, although I dare say you'd rather go and rest first. Aye, but we'll take you up on your offer tomorrow. Tomorrow, but for now, let's sleep. Congratulations, everyone. You've completed your first quest in this campaign. That was a lot easier to understand than I thought. What was the deal with the Ouroboros? Ouroboros what? That's a good point. Alert the presses, she speaks. That's a good point. That ritual thing. I would like to know what they were up to, but I think we have time now. We should set up a group chat so we can talk about this stuff, compile all our smarts. Alright, let's exchange details. It'll also be good to keep us updated if the session times need to change. Absolutely, that's a good idea. I'm cool with it, I might not say much. Oh, you're all happy with it? I'm definitely excited for another session. We also want you in the group too. You're our GM. Very well, I may not say much, however, but I look forward to seeing how all this unfolds. Thank you all today. This was fun. Alright then, we're a group. As the session wraps up, we all gather our things and exchange details. Late afternoon when I get home, and after settling in, I boot up my laptop. I want to see how the chat looks like. Oh, a few notifications. I click through them. There's family members liking my status about a movie I saw recently. Updates about articles. Oh my god, movies. 2 years. Movies were so much more common before the pandemic. In the theater, especially. Okay, sorry. I click through them. There's family members liking my status. Updates about articles I'm interested in. Oh, a notification adding me to the group chat Judah has made. I click on it and find myself in the group chat. Group chat! Hey everyone, just set this up real quick and added you all to it. It was nice to meet you all today. Oh, he has a puppy icon. It was very exciting mission today. Where the snacks I brought today, okay? They were so good. I especially love the popcorn ball thingies. Thank you for bringing them. And also today's quest was really fun. I thought the ritual and symbols were quite interesting. Although it makes me wonder what those goblins were up to. Just been reading up on Ouroboros stuff on the bus home. Nice. Also sorry for rambling. Today was rad. Keen on for next week. She has a car icon and that's all she says. Thank you all for coming today. If you have any questions or feedback, please talk to me. I will see if I can help. I'm gonna say this. Good first session. Now let's break everything. Haha, yeah. Please do not. We won't. Right? Don't worry, we'll just do the right amount of breaking. Just a little breaking. Light breaking, just to keep you on your toes. We're a pretty interesting group. I kind of feel like hanging out with some of them more. Oh, now you get to choose who to hang out with. That is so hard for me. Oh, it's also hard. The hard part of the game, yes. But I'm too polyamorous to pick. Yeah, group is group, you know, it's the group that's special. I mean, individually it's great, but as well. I mean, I have a hard time with groups in general, but I just feel like group itself is an entity. I guess it's a plural perspective. I'm just used to groups being one single entity. Yeah, it is. Groups work like a plural entity when you're stuck together. Anyway, I'm gonna save here, and I'm gonna stop because yeah. Autosaves. Okay, exit to menu. Oh, because it is a slot based, so it'll be saved automatically. Okay, so that was really cool. It was Roll+Heart. It's by Owl Sanctuary Studios. And here's the link again in the chat. It's only $10 US at the moment. Sounds pretty good for this game. I've never seen a game that incorporates visual novel with tabletop RPG stuff that also impacts the relationship between characters. This is fascinating. I love it. It's not just about the characters, it's also about the players, and that is, I've never seen that done before, so I'm really happy about this game. Eventually I'd like to play more of it. Right now I'm gonna take a break, 5 minutes break, and I'll be back with our second game. Our second game is called it's like complete different theme here, The Guilt and the Shadow. We'll be right back. Yeah, we'll be right back in 5 minutes. Hello, I am back. We are doing our next game right now. This next game is called The Guilt and the Shadow. The Guilt and the Shadow is by Uphawk. I played one of their other games before, Zone of Lacrima, which was pretty cool. That was a shoot 'em up. This one doesn't look like a shoot 'em up. It looks completely different. You can get it at uphawk.itch.io. It's $7.99 US at the moment. These are the soundtracks of the game. It might be a horror game. I'm not sure. Unbearable. This place stinks. I need to get out of here. The boat is waiting for me. The Guilt and the Shadow is a short story experience about past, death, illness, and the thin line between life and insanity. A 2D interactive experience inspired by the old point-and-click games. Cool. Point-and-click. Creepy. I like it. Like the concept. Oh, it's... You can also play it for free somewhere? Interesting. Let's try it out. This is the one where the controller works. Looks really cool. I really like the interface. It says use headphones. I don't have headphones. Use headphones and play in a dark room. That's what it says.
Yeah.
The game saves automatically. I guess it's meant to be an immersive, creepy experience. Oh, interesting. That's a really nice artwork. It's all grayscale, but it looks so cool. Unbearable. Can't stand the smell anymore. Feel the sweat of others in this couch. The boat. I need to find the boat. Now if I'm getting out of here. You were so small, would fit in the palm of my hand. Remember when you started walking? Wow, this looks so interesting. That looks beautiful. The sound is really low in this one. It's part of the game. I always wanted to touch everything. Push, be strong. Always going up and down every ladder. You dreamt and told me all the details. And you need to keep everything you found. Don't forget, take the medicine, keep mind busy, start writing again. That's the inventory, I'm guessing? In your dreams, there was always music. Whoa, that looks cool. That weird instrument you got when you were 7 years old. Played all day long. The same 3 songs. XYB button. Empty memory. Always these damned voices in our heads. You need to change, my darling. This thing was in the background, wasn't it? The tutorial? Find the exit. And the seed. Always isolating yourself. Can't go up here. Oh, okay, so it's there's some pushing puzzles here. It's gorgeous looking. I don't know how they did this art. Oh, someone's moving the ladder. Breaks my heart to see you lost like this. See you lost like this. Time flies. Months, days, hours? Ah, that one opened up now. I think that was the one, right? Another one here. Huh. It's on this side. Oh, nothing. Okay, so I guess we're going this way. I think we're gonna put it on the other side. Hi, Shelly. Yeah, this game is very strange. Gotta be a thing here. Oh. Oh. This is a code of some sort that I don't know about. I see 3 numbers here. I see 1, 5, and 10. I think it's written somewhere else. Nope. I think it's here. Right. Months, days, and hours. Okay. Month is 2. Days is 10, 20, 25, 27. And hours is 10, 15, 18. Okay, so 2, 27, 18. Alright. Don't know what that means, but we'll see. 2, 27, 18. Okay. Oh, I see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it is an actual dial. There's 12 months here, so 2 is the first one. Yeah. 2 was the month. 27 was the day. I believe this is 25, 26, 27. And then the time was 18. So we have 5, we have 10, we have 15, 16, 17, 18. There we go. I got it. Bringing the ladder down. This looks cool. The movement is a bit slow, but that's the only thing, I think. Wish they had a run button. That would have made things easier. Oh, I got something. There's something on the paper. The exit. Oh, it's clues. Stone clock. Okay, I figured it out before actually finding the clue. When I saw that the ladder was picked up, I didn't even go in this direction. Because that's why I missed the clue before. Home sweet home. Looks so cool. Be great to never have to leave here. Crap. There's mold everywhere. Remember? I need to read my notes. So he has some memory struggles, clearly. Heart is in my throat, better get away from here. Okay. Yeah, it does look interesting and creepy. It's beautiful, right? Like the art is great. I love the black and white aesthetics of this. It's both flat and 3D at the same time. Looks like the items, the environment is made of cardboards, and this person is the only 3D model. Like, it's not true, but like that's the impression it's giving. You can't go through here because of barrier. Two ladders, huh? Bigger gap. Deeper gap. Try the other ladder. Okay, so we'll be able to create a bridge here. I think. Maybe not. Oh, okay, yeah. What is that? Think I ran away from myself. So I don't have to hear the voices. It looks like a bird? I don't see it. Oh, that thing. Guess I need to get to it and also figure out what goes on it. See, this looks so fascinating. It's like this whole world is made of scribbles. Like scribbles on a paper that's been like then stuck together to make everything. Oh, interesting. It's also very soothing in some ways. What is the bag? Music sheets. Nose open the chest. It's a musical puzzle. Well, since this game is short, I probably should stop here so that I don't give away the whole game. Oh, can I? No. Then different notes. Interesting. Here we go. Yeah, so I stopped. So that's called The Guilt and the Shadow by Hawk. Very different from their other game. But it's really interesting. I probably would have an even more fulfilling experience with headphones and a dark room, but I don't have a chance to try it at the moment. It's only $7.99. I didn't want to give away the whole game, so that's why I stopped. Okay, let's switch on the music. I'll be taking another 5-minute break and I'll be back with our last game. Our last game today is called Tales of the Windy Meadow by Moral Anxiety Studio. See you in a little bit. Hello, I am back. We're about to look at our third game of today, which is called Tales from Windy Meadow. It's by Moral Anxiety Studio. It's moral-anxiety.h.io. That's the link to its page. Right, there's a chat. Shelly says, I wish PlayStation would quit telling me that the PlayStation Plus games are available for me still. I don't freaking want 2K21. Although I did add Mortal Kombat X to my library, it looks pretty gruesome. Yeah, Mortal Kombat is generally gruesome. Speaking of that, I also did the same thing. I added Mortal Kombat X, and because, you know, it was just free, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just take a look at it. Then I found out, I read more about it, and I realized that this is actually Mortal Kombat 10. And I know I played Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 long time ago. And then I played, I tried to play the later ones, 4, and then Deadly Alliance, and a little bit of Armageddon. But they were really hard to enjoy for me because it was 3D. It was not 2D. It was 3D. So, and the story got really weird as well. So it was hard to get into. However, I found out that Mortal Kombat 9, which came out 6 years ago or 5 years ago, that one was a reboot of the series. It's a soft reboot. So what happens is there's like someone from the future after Armageddon sends a message back to his younger self in the past, and that changes the timeline. So Mortal Kombat 9 is a replay of 1, 2, and 3, where the timeline is changed, where the story is changed quite a bit actually. So it's interesting. That's interesting. So I started looking into it, and it seemed like it was better. Like the story is engaging, voice acting is improved over what it used to be. So I started playing it on PS Now, so I started getting into it yesterday. Okay, yeah, I'll see that comment in a bit. I'm gonna just scroll up. So yeah, there is so Mortal Kombat 10 would be the sequel of Mortal Kombat 9, obviously. So I'm playing through that before I get into 10. But in general, all Mortal Kombats they just progressively get more violent and gory. Okay, so Moral Anxiety Studio, that's an interesting name. Wonder how that name was chosen and why. Yeah, you're right. That is a curious question. Like anxiety, I get. Moral, maybe, but moral anxiety, that is something very specific. Yeah, I'd be curious to know that as well. So, the Tales from Windy Meadow is $7.99 US. The story is that a small village known as Windy Meadow may not be rich or famous, yet it offers something even more valuable: harmony. Gorgeous views, serenity of the forest, gentle rivers, and fertile land. Even beasts and dragons seem to usually keep their distance. Nevertheless, not everyone can find peace here. The time has come for 3 young people to decide what they're going to do with their future, and it's happening much sooner than they would wish for. Will Vina, the best huntress in the village, stay with her family? Is it better to take the lucrative job offered by Distant Merchant Guild? Fable wants to become a famous bard, but his rough past complicates so many things. Should he follow his dream, or is it finally time to wake up? and Eudicia, the local outsider and talented herbalist, going to marry a man she doesn't love, is spending her future alone and lonely, the only alternative. Interesting. This is a visual novel. It doesn't look like a visual novel. It looks a lot like Time Spinner, actually. Like the interface, the layout of and the graphics too. Key features: 3 intertwined stories. Oh, for 2.5 hours you get to play as 3 protagonists with their own problems to solve. Each route offers different moods, topics, and perspectives, and all of them share the dramatic final chapter. You're gonna tweet at him? You're gonna tweet at them? Okay, sure. Okay, so Rifna was saying that the moral anxiety could relate to moral injury. So it could be related to that concept. I don't know either concept, so I wouldn't be able to tell.
For example.
Okay, so basically what Rifna was saying is the moral injury is like when your moral perspectives are damaged because you're forced to make a choice that goes against your morality. Yeah. Anyway, hi Jasmine. Second game was short. I didn't finish it because they described it as short, so I played only 1.5 levels. It was very interesting. I really loved the art style. It was all gray scale, and it looked like it was created using like scribbles of paper that were stuck together to create the landscape. Well, at least in the second level. The first level was like this dark tunnel. It was really interesting. I loved the art style, and I wondered where it was gonna go, but I didn't go very far with it. Yeah, interesting concept, moral injury. Yeah, it's a type of trauma. But yeah, I guess moral anxiety could relate to that. Oh, right. So if you didn't break your moral code, but you feel like you'll be forced to, you might have anxiety about it. So that could be moral anxiety. Talking about some Us talking about an interesting topic just from the name of the studio. That's kind of cool. And thank you for doing the shout out, Shelly. And very interesting. I'm still gonna ask as I'm super curious. That last game was super neat. Yeah, it was super neat. It was meant to be played in a dark room with headphones. So I did not get the full immersive experience, but maybe next time. 3 intertwined stories, a multitude of side characters, their varying personalities and complex relationships make this community feel alive and relatable. I like when a game is community-based. Reminds me of Stardew Valley. An immersive, detailed village, you get to visit multiple buildings and outdoors and see how they change over the course of the game. The carefully thought-out fantasy setting reflects through both the dialogues and visuals. Choices matter. Choices shape endings significantly shifts the game's atmosphere, while even smaller decisions influence dialogues, events, and how your protagonists are perceived by other characters. Heartwarming scenes, a unique mix of coziness and melancholy, supported by colorful pixel art and emotional music. Animated visuals, unlike most visual novels, Tales from Windy Meadow replaces the majority of narration with animated character sprites. More than 99% of the in-game text represents dialogue. Okay, so it looks like a pixel game. You know, it goes away from the standard style of visual novels, but it is still a type of visual novel. Okay, interesting. Sounds pretty good. Let's try it out. In the meantime, there's some more chat. Oh, you shouted yourself out too. That's good. Oh wait, no, Jasmine did that. Thank you for doing that. Mod love. I remember while testing that this game took a long time to load, so we have time to talk more. So yeah, outside of the games I'm streaming, I'm also playing. I started looking into Mortal Kombat 9 yesterday, mostly for nostalgia's sake, because it's a remake. It's a soft reboot of the first 3 games, and I'm always been interested in the Mortal Kombat lore, so I mostly read about it for the lore part of it, not because like a lot of the games I have a hard time playing. In general, I have a hard time with the way the fighting games have evolved, especially with the game controller. So I struggle a lot to get to do the moves on a game controller. I used to have an easier time on the computer. But yeah, that made those games generally inaccessible to me. But I'm trying to play it on the easy mode to experience the story part of it. That looks fantastic, right? The game. It's a really nice intro screen. Let's see, start. Choose a chapter. I'm not seeing the cursor, so I don't know which one is getting closer. Okay. Bina, the best huntress in Windy Meadow. Then we have an aspiring bard and herbalist. Which one should we do? We could go from the top and just do the huntress first. I just button mash and hope it goes well. For Mortal Kombat. Yeah, well, the thing is, the moves, they're like down, back, button, and then back, forward, button. You know, it's like that's usually the way they work. The more complicated, the higher tier powers are 4 buttons. And it's just like, I keep doing that too, but it doesn't work when I want it to. So it just doesn't work. And as a combat is about the timing, right? So then it works, but it's not the right time, so it misses. So it's just frustrating. You know, French vanilla is sweet when you eat a piece of donut and your coffee is still sweet. Yeah, it is pretty sweet. Okay, let's go with the huntress. Last evening. That's nice. I asked for half French vanilla and half coffee and it's still super sweet. Oh wait, the pretzel rock is still on. Hold on. Forgot about that. Okay. Point at a name that uses this color to see the character description. What? What does that mean? Oh, he's a friend of our mayor and basically the only merchant interested in trading in Windy Meadow. She's the person who offered me a job in the city. Okay. So if you hover over the name of the person, it gives you information about them. I like the cute little animations happening, like the bartender doing that. That's such a, I love those little details. Yeah, sorry, I pressed rock was on. I just switched it off. So this is the game music. What you're hearing now. Okay, save. Load. History. Ah, okay. Menu. It's hard to navigate using the... Ah, okay, that's the village. We're in the top right corner where that circle is. So right outside the town center, I guess. You have such cute emojis there. Who's the heart from? Is that Sphere Arcana? And is that from Alice the Pumpkin? Cool. Hard to navigate using the... I'm gonna not use the controller right now. You forgot to add it, so let me do that for you. Vina follows in her father's footsteps. Kind words, but trust me, she already outmatched almost every hunter in this province, and she's not even 20. Latro. My father is a hero, the best hunter in the realm, no matter what anyone says. Evolo. There's a lot of potential in her. Our young Fable made a short song about her encounter with the trolls. She deserves more than a couple of free drinks. Evolo is a rich merchant from the city who let his assistants handle his business while he enjoys his new easy life. He claims he values the peace of mind above the money, but he seems to lack any sort of ambition. Okay, those are spheres, and the pumpkin one is Alice. Okay, cool. Oh, you can hover over text and it gives you more stuff. When I was a kid, I spent a lot of time with Fable, but since I started to work in the wilderness, we barely have any contact. When he was 10, he was always able to turn his terrible nightmares into weird or funny stories. He used to have terrible nightmares, huh? Interesting. That's an interesting detail. Argentia, our young Fable, you got quite comfortable with your new home, didn't you? We can talk about it later. So Vina, do you like your beer? Lie, it's great, or truth, I would prefer some cider. I don't know. Maybe the truth. I would prefer some cider. It's not bad, but I would prefer some cider. And you couldn't say so sooner. If you're going to move to the city, you better learn how to speak for yourself. Okay, Veritas offers you everything you may desire. Taverns, good wines, musicians, games, pretty clothes, long nights. After spending all these years in the Windy Meadow, it's hard to believe a world like this can even exist. Just don't encourage her too much. Lacerta said, who's Lacerta? I think it was polite to wait. Better to drink a crappy beer than to insult some rich guy who could hire you in the future. Whenever there's a major problem, we can always trust our mayor won't let her emotions take over her judgment. She's a good friend of my father, even if they mainly talk about money and village business. businesses. I don't know why she still treats me like a child. Interesting. Not everyone wants to escape the city walls and move to the countryside. Having good contacts has its value. Let's not jump ahead though, we were just talking, nothing was decided yet. Obviously, but you know, it's a great opportunity. Don't want to move to the city? Don't you want to move to the city, Vina? Huh. I don't know, maybe? She'll think about it. Mayor, you told me the city may offer Vina a life more suitable to her talents. Can you explain? Definitely more suitable than being a hunter in a village. Argentia knows more details. She's much closer with the guild than I am. It's not that intricate. Since Vina has already proven that she is a gifted warrior, the merchants are surely going to offer her a good job. What kind of job? Start as a personal guard for one of the members of the guild. If you play it well and prove yourself, you'll move up. I'm just going to open the first door for you. The best of our guards land as commanders of guild residences, or if they wish, oversee our caravans and ships. We're talking about good money here. You get to train a lot and live in nice conditions. You should remember that our most successful guards can retire after 10, maybe 15 years and spend their lives in luxury. It's all about luxury. You can even go an extra mile and join the guild as an investor. As you can see, it treated us pretty well. Sounds nice, don't you think? Is it really better than staying in the village? Windy Meadow is such a peaceful place. We're not rich, but not poor either. There's food, beer, and work to do. Why would I leave all this behind? Well, I was once in a similar position, not exactly the same, but still, and I had to ask myself, what would I regret more? What would I really want? There's nothing wrong in spending your life in the same place, but in a couple of years you may feel bored. You also may desire new experiences, an adventure, a touch of luxurious quilt, meat and mead. Just hope it won't be too late for you. The sound of a trader tempting someone into taking a deal. If only you could know how much I don't miss it. I don't mind listening to a professional. Okay. So Argentia, we need to talk about it more. You're going to visit us again in 2 weeks, am I right? With the wedding supplies? Looks like it, but it will probably be my last visit this year. I may send here someone just before the first snows. Once you return, we're going to give you our final answer. Are you going to use a ferry boat or a cart? I have yet to decide. If you take the cart, just be sure to have an extra space for a passenger, deal? I'll figure something out, don't you worry. So we need to figure out whether she's leaving or not by the end of, by the time Argentia comes back. Okay. Don't think I don't know why you're so quiet. I won't drop this topic just because you want me to. Okay, we're in day 1. I need time to think. Just need time to think, that's all. There's no rush. Oh, but there is. We have so many things to plan, to organize. If you're going to leave as you should, there's a ton of work to do. Not just the packing. We should at least make one day trip to visit your cousins in the south. The sooner you decide, the better for us. I'm sure your mother wants to know what to expect more than anyone. My mom is the master of crossbows and traps. She made an unstoppable couple of fighters with my dad, and it's soul crushing to see her spending 3 years in bed because of some illness. I'm afraid that even if she recovers from it, She may never be able to enter the wilderness in the way she used to. I don't like the knot you started using. I don't like the knot you started using at the top of your spear. You lose control of the head of your spear even for an instant. It's all the monsters need to break your neck. Can't you just use the one I taught you? I don't like your knot. No. I don't like your knot. I don't like this knot. It's complicated and thick. If I meet bandits, all they need is a single axe swipe to cut through it. The problem with the spear, not the knot. It's meant to help a hunter, not a soldier. A soldier would use a different weapon. We should lift our prey soon, but I'm still wary. Let's have a talk, just for a bit. Are you not afraid of scavengers? I don't want to face another howler. It's one of the things we need to talk about. It's so quiet here. This time of the year, we shouldn't be able to travel around without facing a single monster. So you want to look around some more? I had plans for the evening. Oh really? I'm afraid it can't be avoided. Now since I have caught your attention... Don't be like that. I always listen to you. We need to discuss what is happening here. Let's start with the trolls we faced. When was it? Almost half a year ago. You told me to remember about the meeting with old Salvia that day. She told me that the trolls can hunt without a break for months, completely destroying their surroundings. Huh. Selfless, that's how I describe her. Once a week, the entire village prepares a nice gift basket for her, and we sometimes bring her some fresh dinner as well. But she is a humble person who can take care of herself thanks to her herbalist skills. True, isn't very kind, but everyone knows she's irreplaceable. Even if she taught Eudocia her healer craft. Okay. Told me that trolls can hunt without a break for months, completely destroying their surroundings. Okay. So where are they? Where are the trolls? I'm glad you remember. I didn't want to rush to judgment, but with every passing week, I'm even more convinced that we have driven off that herd too late. The trolls have already changed our forest? There's much less wild game around. Last year we would just leave the house and look for something to hunt. Now we have to set traps, use baits to look for rats and squirrels. There's a lot of rodents around, that's for sure, even hares. Hares aren't rodents. Nevertheless, I think the larger animals were either eaten or had to migrate to get as far away from the trolls as they could. You can see other results as well. Well, there are more birds, so together with rodents they eat up mushrooms, nuts and fruits. Fewer predators hunt for fish, so the rivers are more crowded. There are not as many insects nearby. People are talking about these things, but I didn't know these were all symptoms of a larger problem. I think you know what I have to tell you. That we need to stop hunting? That we need to stop hunting for larger animals. We should try to lure them into the forest, let them settle around. Yes, we may need to give them a lot of space. We have to let them be for a year, if not longer. The forest needs a new breath. I like that they're talking about sustainability. That they're talking about revitalizing the forest, basically. Instead of farming, you know? Like, let the animals come back naturally and grow naturally and not kill them for a while so that they can thrive again. I really like that kind of perspective. I mean, it's a tougher thing to do, in a like a small village and stuff. But imagine if we like did something like that in a more organized way, like in a big group effort, not just like individuals making one small decision, but like an entire group working to make a forest sustainable, for land in general, just more like help it thrive, you know. If we focused on that, like we could have environments that could provide more, you know. And that, yeah, be nice to be able to go back to something like that. I think it'll be good for the planet. But what about our part of the forest, the one behind the river? I was talking with Eudycia about it. We can't allow larger predators to stay there, but we may limit ourselves to startling them away instead of killing them. This forest is essential for us, much more important than any wild game. Okay, friends, I'm heading to bed. Have a good night and good rest of your stream. Thank you, Jasmine, for coming. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna give you a shout out before you go. There you go. Thankfully, we're not just some numbskulls with spears. A good hunter can do many things, and I'm sure Lacerta would allow us to join the guards in the meantime. I don't plan on spending my time sitting in the tavern. You're welcome. Have a good night. I'm gonna be playing more indie games next week and doing the episode 2 of Alan Wake on Wednesday. So we're going to be fine? I was thinking that, but recently things got a bit more complicated. I'll explain it later on. Let's pull out our boar while it's still bright outside. The tiresome task to pull our prey out of the pit trap. We had to fight for every inch. We used a nearby tree to make our rope stable, trying to stop the boar from falling. Holy shit, it's heavy. Language, but I know, right? And it's all mostly muscles, I bet. A good one to finish this chapter in our career, don't you think? I hope it's going to taste well after smoking. I'm not sure. Boar meat can be treacherous. Let's hope it's a female. Now, let's pray. Right. Dear Lord, thank you for letting us live long enough to enjoy this great gift of your creation. Help us stay wise so we can share this meat with our family and friends. We'll be sure to share with our dear Vatus. When he was younger, he was an adventurer, I think. He was patrolling the nearby grounds and traveling between villages as a priest and a fighter. But now he spends most of his time in Windy Meadow. My father considers him a spiritual guide, but somehow Vates doesn't try to push me into his faith. I appreciate that. Okay. We'll be sure to share with our dear Vates some of the coins we're going to get for these tasks, because we want to stay humble in your light and prove you that if you ever need us to do so, we're ready to leave everything behind. So be it. I wish I could be smart enough to pray as gracefully as the priests. It's annoying to be a man of simple words. I think you're doing a great job. It's about having an honest heart, right? I guess I should keep practicing my prayers though. After all, Vates was able to become both a fighter and a priest. I bet he could crush a bear's head with a rock if he had to. Now, before we get people to take our prey to the village, I want you to look here on the ground. Do you know what it is? Isn't that a branch? No, it's too smooth. Wait, there's blood on it. It's a spear. A spear, a simple one, but a spear. A goblin found a pointed stick and made it slightly sharper. So, a goblin tried to hunt the boar? It surely wasn't brave enough. And there are no goblins in this area, are there? No other monsters use weapons this similar to the ones humans make, and no undead would have a reason to attack a wild animal. Touch the blood if you want, it's fresh. When the boar died, goblins found it. Maybe it was still alive or they were just afraid, so they attacked it. They must be somewhere close. Too bad I don't see any footprints. But they mostly swing from tree to tree, right? I'm proud of you, sweetheart. You can both listen and remember. You do just fine in the city. Let's go back. We'll need to gather some folk, hire a wagon, and take care of the game. We have a long day ahead. I like that this is set in a fantasy world, but it's still so mundane. And so much depth already. We just did 2 scenes. There's a statue of a hero here. Clearly that's interesting. Okay. One of the largest monsters we ever caught. I wonder how it got here. Why is it stuck? Okay. Thank God you didn't have to fight it. Hostia. Who's Hostia? Our youngest sister, at least the youngest one alive. I keep hearing rumors about her antics, but whenever I spend time with her, she's submissive and quiet. She wants to be a hunter and often asks me for advice and tips, but why doesn't she talk more with our father? Interesting. Thank God you didn't have to fight it. We wouldn't attack it even if we had a chance. For an animal of this size, you need ranged weapons, or a fire trap, or a mage. But Dad used to hunt monsters like this when I was a little girl, didn't he? Yeah, but only because Mom was hunting with him. Once she gets out of her bed, she'll show you how to hit a flying eagle's eye. Did you really find a pack of goblins? We haven't seen them, but they're around. We've found signs of their presence. I've heard that look like small trolls. I haven't seen a goblin in years, but that's not how I remember them. For me, they look like small furry people with paws. But can they be lured into a trap? From what you told me, there was no chance to defeat the trolls without the trapping pits and moats. Dad wants to make something different, a new kind of trap. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Are you going to get rid of them before you leave us? I'm not leaving you. Or, I don't know if I move to the city. And I'm gonna say, I'm not leaving you. We'll visit each other. Even if I move to the city, I won't leave you. We can visit each other. We'll stay in touch. I always thought I would learn how to hunt with you standing next to me. You know what Dad says? God laughs when people make plans. What? That's funny. Goblins, gargoyles, dragons, no matter what's coming for us, I won't hide in the stronghold like some old lady. I may be only 14, but I'm more experienced with a spear than anyone in the village. I'm ready to fight. You're not the one to make such calls. If Dad or Lacerta decide they need your help, they'll call for you. I know how to fight, I just need a chance to prove it. So be ready when the right moment comes. Don't try to argue with Dad, but keep your axe close and remember to look around. I will. I'm always ready and I won't disappoint you. I know you're very brave. I'm so happy for you, you know? Because of the job offer? Because you always wanted it, the money, I mean. And I don't even know what I want. It's not only about the money, you know? But think how great living in Veritas may be. A comfortable bed, good food and meat, long streets, colorful cloths, performers from the entire province. It sounds, my opinion is it sounds like a shiny place, but once you get there, you'll see all the crimes and all the corruption. Big cities are generally like that. Things just look shiny from a distance. And Windy Meadow, day after day, it's so boring. Oatmeal or gruel for every meal. Whole winters, little to no noise and no music. I don't want you to be bored, but, you know, yeah, I'd miss you too. After knocking, you hear muffled voices from the inside. Erega. The forests and rivers are dangerous, but my father keeps them under control. However, having guards sent here from the army gives us a chance to protect ourselves from the bandits and thieves as well, especially since they look after our small stronghold. Okay. Move your ass, kids. See what they want. Firma. Unlike the other guards, Firma was raised in our village. She is a natural warrior and we often practiced dueling. During the last battle with trolls, she was even more terrified than I was, but she held her ground to the very end. Why me? Remind me, where did you leave your helmet? You have to borrow gear from us. You're basically a recruit, so answer the damn door before we cut your pay. Oh, hello, gals. Do you need our help? Our father sent us to have a talk. We have an important issue. Is he not coming? He's busy. He's patrolling the forest. We're here in his name. Come, we have time for you. Vina and Hostia, right? That's us. Latro sent us to discuss the current issues. Okay, Brackus. The forests and rivers are dangerous, but my father keeps them under control. It's the same thing. Okay. We were expecting your father to reach out to us sooner or later. The mayor already told us about the goblins. So have you ever faced such a pack? No, not really. During our training, however, we get lectures on wild monsters. At least they're not as tough as trolls. That's right, but there may be a whole bunch of them, and since they can climb on the palisades, we may not be able to wait for a wizard this time, at least not for a few weeks. So who do we have to fight? Who do we have to fight them off? Us three, you and your father, I assume your brother as well? My older brother never wanted to be a hunter, but since he learned a lot about fighting and weapons from our parents, he was able to find a job as a village guard. Now he works as Ivolo's bodyguard, and even though many misfortunes happened to him in the past, he never feels sorry for himself. Victus will help you. Victus has a lot on his plate, but I'm sure he'll help us. Maybe also Priest Vates, and we could try to pay the lumberjacks for help. The other villagers could put those spears to good use. Lacerda let some people from the city cut down a lot of trees from the wild forest nearby our village. But I have my doubts about this decision. I hope it won't antagonize the nearby monsters. Even 10 commoners can't replace a single fireball, especially if we don't know anything about these goblins. Not yet, but soon. Just give us some time. Maybe there's just 5 of them and they'll run away once we throw a torch among them. And what about elderly people or the kids? We should start gathering everything, and we need to keep them safe in this stronghold. It's already quite safe as it is, but with additional preparations we can provide some decent living conditions. But first we need to discuss something, especially our strategies, and it's going to take quite a while, especially if we're going to mobilize the villagers. So if that's the case, we should give them shields. They should help us surround the pack and protect our backs without putting themselves in danger. How many shields do we have, and how many can we make in a day? If this is how we're going to spend this afternoon, you should probably sit down. I'm gonna leave the door open and let some fresh air in. What a long day we had. But productive. Is it just me or you act bolder when the other guards are around? I guess I'm not the same Firma that wet her pants in front of the Alpha Troll. I wouldn't call those two my friends, but they said I could return to the city with them and train with the army if I want to. Are you going to accept it? It sounds like a big opportunity. Nah, that's not for me. I know I wouldn't be happy without my parents around. I don't really care about the money. Sure, soldiers get more dragons than a simple village guard. But at least nobody is going to order me to move to a place in the middle of nowhere. That's how we call the dragon coins. They don't have much use in our village, but they are useful for trading with the city merchants. It was nice to get such an offer, though. I'm sure it was. Well, we're going to get our dinner. See you soon. Good luck. Are you coming? What's up? Good, you're here. Dad needs you to come home. We're having a family dinner. Who's Lita? Even though she's only a year younger than me, she's the only person in our family that I feel is a complete stranger to me. Lately, she's been calling me many ugly things, and I think she's actually meant them. I don't understand what's happened between us. Oh, did something happen? Inmera needs help. Victus is taking her to the city. They'll look for a wizard or a healer there. Victi's daughter, my niece. I know kids die every year, but I really love playing with her and telling her about the wilderness. She looks so funny with my spear in her small hands. Let's take her to the city. They'll look for a wizard or a healer there. So old Salvia can't cure her? Sorry, darling. Victus will tell us more. And did Dad find out anything about the goblins? Yes, but don't ask him about it today. He doesn't want Victus to feel guilty about leaving the village right now. So how many of them belong to the pack? It's really bad, at least 20. Dad saw them. They already settled in a cave not that far from here. We're screwed. What about you? Do you need to go to work today? I told Stepulus what's going on. I'll join him later. I need to rest anyway. I made the entire dinner all by myself. Thank God for sending Stabby to our village. He's always ready to recommend me something new and interesting to eat or drink. So I spend every evening in his tavern. The Tasty Claw. That's a cool name. Evolo claims there's still many other better taverns to visit in the city. Makes you wonder. Let's go then. Interesting. So she has 2 sisters and a brother. That's what's revealed so far, and the mom. His brother, her brother, is already has a child. Interesting. Okay. Can't believe we're eating the boar from yesterday. I thought you were going to smoke it. Since it's such an important day for us, I think we should celebrate. I bought a bottle of herbal mead from Castus as well. Castus is the wealthiest farmer in the village, but also a very nice person. He often spends his evenings with my father in the Tasty Claw Tavern. I'm loving all the different connections between all these different characters. There's just like so much depth to this story. There's just so much that happened before the start of the story and so much happening now. It's just so, I love it so much. This is the kind of story I'd like to play with in RPGs. Can I have a mead too? the greater occasion, though. Victor's journey or getting Vina to share dinner with us instead of getting wasted in the tavern. Aren't you too old to antagonize your siblings, Leta? Let's just have a good time. I said, can I have a mead too? In 2 years, honey. I was hoping we could discuss some things first. Inmera does need help, but Inmera does need help, but I don't want to leave you, especially when the goblins are nearby. What did old Salvia tell you? She can't take care of Ini? I haven't spoken to her yet, not directly. Actually, it was Eudicia who told me that they don't know what to do, and Ini's body may soon refuse to swallow food. Maybe even water. It wouldn't be wise to keep waiting for a miracle. You can go to Salvia instead. Udi thinks everything is dark and pointless. I'm sure they both discussed it first. There's no reason to distrust her. She's rude and weird. She is, but she is smart. She doesn't need to be our friend. We should still listen to her. Well, a second opinion wouldn't hurt. Could still go to old Salvia, you know. There's no reason to doubt their opinion. Salvia's experience. If she believes Udi can take some of the responsibility on herself, we should respect her decision. I trust Eudicia. She's my friend and she helped Mom a lot. Son, you need to take care of your own daughter now. Like you said, you shouldn't stay here and wait. God helps those who help themselves. What about the monsters? Vina and I can handle them. It was a false alarm. It's just a small group. I won't even call it a pack. 5 goblins, maybe 8. Nothing to be afraid of if approached correctly. Finally, some good news. Ivolo wants to hire these new lumberjacks to help us get to the city. You said that you may even leave tomorrow. Was that right? Dad lied to him? But what if we need him to help us? What are we going to do without these lumberjacks? Let Lateral lie to Victus. You can also check their inns for me. If I move to the city, I may need some trusted recommendations. I don't visit taverns at all. I bet your new mercenary friends are going to be way better informed. I'll make a flower crown for Inmera. You have to return while the morning glories can be found in the forest. Won't you offer me one? That's not very nice. I'll make something special for your birthday instead. Since when do we celebrate birthdays? Since I learned how to make nice presents. Okay, this game is fantastic. Like, I don't even feel like this is a visual novel. Like, it doesn't have the monotony of the interface of a visual novel because there's so many things changing in the background. There's a lot of things to look at. And not just a still image with people portraits in front of it. There's actual animation in the background too. Like, very little, but it's still there. Lots of details in the environment because it's a bigger scene. It's just there's just so much intrigue. Yeah, it feels like a cutscene in an RPG, in an action adventure or a platformer adventure. It's like a series of cutscenes, so it feels more like a movie. It's like halfway towards a movie. From a visual novel to a movie. Yeah, this is really interesting. I'm gonna save here. Wait, I heard something. Hi, Mom. Mom's awake. Great, you can say your goodbye after all. Come, I bet it would matter to her a lot. Well, I should get to work. Hostia, you'll clean up the dishes, right? Come on, it's such a mess. And you think hunting is less messy than this? Don't be a crybaby. I'll go with you. Of course you will. You're only 18. Yet you're already one of our regulars. So, I come when I get bored. There's nothing to do around here. Plenty of things to do. Though drinking mead and cider is definitely easier. I won't judge what you do in your free time. I don't judge what you do in your free time. What gives you the right to judge what I do in mine? Just hope you'll find the city more appealing. I don't want to find out you finish your path as yet another drunk loser. I'll wait for you outside. You always think you're so great and brave, but I wonder what you'd be worth without an arm. Maybe you'll realize what a simpleton you are. Oh, I missed. Yes, what an interesting topic. Actually, I'll go ahead. Bye, girls. Gentlemen, ma'am. Sir, I was afraid you wouldn't have time to say goodbye. I hope you don't mind this surprise. I wanted to speak with you without the commotion. How was the village? I'm going to miss these folks. I'm going to miss all of you. I hope to return before winter. And to pray and stay positive. The journey to the city alone will take 2 days, right? Yes, sir, most likely 3 since it's already noon. So imagine you're going to find a health healer or a wizard right after getting to the city. 3 days of travel, 2 days in the city and another 2 days on the road. There's a chance you'll be back in a week. Well, it's not impossible. Are you afraid of the journey? No, we're gonna be fine. Worst case scenario, I'll join some merchants and have a safe return. Idiot, focus on the road. Look around. Observe the tree branches. Watch your back. You have one goal, and it's to reach your destination. In the roadside inns, drink only beer. You're forbidden to get wasted. You can, don't try to feed innie while moving. It's too easy to choke. Make a stop, take your time. Guys, we talked about all this already. You haven't taught me to defend myself for nothing. You can trust me, seriously. I do trust you, son. I just want you to stay safe. And we have a little gift for you just to help your case. Oh? Nalia's old sword. First I was excited when I heard that Nalia, the gargoyle slayer, was moving to our village. She was a famous mercenary who started as a simple farmer and became a rich townswoman. Even if it's all true, she's now only a shadow of her past self. The Oathkeeper. You're crazy. I can't accept it. It belongs to our family now. You don't have to keep it. Just take it with you. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. But it's made of cold steel. How much did it cost? Don't worry about it. Just remember that we asked you what we asked you to do. Look for help for the village. Even a mercenary spellcaster will do. When you're done, can you call me, please? I need your help with something. Sure, I can call you. We made a deal with Nalia. She'll get a share of every animal we'll catch in the future and some booze from time to time. She said she doesn't need money. You don't want to face the creatures of the night, do you? Shouldn't you leave already? We should, sir. Tell Mom I love her. You can tell her once you come back. time for a patrol. So we go east first, right? Change my mind. We should look around the western forest, maybe set some alarm traps. We need to secure the shelter as well. When do you think goblins will start attacking the villagers? How much time do we have? Once they get hungry, maybe next month, maybe next week, maybe tomorrow. There's over 20 of them. If we don't attack them first, they're going to strike like a locust. We need to focus on what's in front of us. Let's go. I'm gonna save here. I don't think there's any good place where we can stop. This game is super engaging. It's like each scene is so intriguing to me. I think we should stop here. I think this demonstrates how much there is in this game. And if you play the other characters, you're gonna go through the same days pretty much, I think. But you're gonna get a different perspective of the same day. And that is fascinating. That's so cool. Okay, so that is called Tales from Windy Meadow, and it's only $7.99, and it's fantastic for just $7.99. I will highly recommend this. It's by Moral Anxiety Studio. You can get it at moral-anxiety.itch.io. Okay, so that was our third game for today. And that concludes our day 124. We looked at today game number 370, Roll+Heart by Owl Sanctuary Studios, 371, The Guilt and the Shadow by Hawk, and 372, Tales from Windy Meadow by Moral Anxiety Studio. So I'm gonna paste the links to all three of them in the chat right there. The art on this stream are done by Rifna. We have their profiles in the chat as well. That's Pinterest, Redbubble, and Twitter. It's nice to be able to get back into these. Haven't done it in a while. So I'm gonna also give a shout out to Rifna. They stream sometimes. And a shout out to Shell Smiley. And a shout out to, well, Jasmine T was here earlier, so Jasmine T as well. Here we go. Okay. That was fun. Especially that last game was really engaging for me. I really like stories with that kind of depth. And so much details. It's the kind of expectation I put on RPGs, like CRPGs, the Western CRPGs, and some live up to it, but it's hard to get something like this in it. Okay, so let's see. We are possibly ready to rate somebody. Let's see who's streaming right now. There was a lot more people streaming earlier, but it's gotten less over time. Well, Stumbly Ghost is streaming. We could maybe rate them. Yeah, let's do that. Shelly, you will like what Stumbly's. He just redeemed Spread the Joy. Just before a raid? Okay. You want to hear a positive story? Ignore the spread the joy? Are you sure? Okay. Was it accidental? I could also refund it. Yeah, let's just refund it then. There we go. Okay, so Stumbly Ghost is playing Animal Crossing. I don't know which one, but so well, Smiley might like it a lot, and a lot of people like Animal Crossing. I know very little about it, but yeah, let's do a raid. Well, thank you all for joining. That was super fun. I'm really happy to get back into my normal rhythm of streaming. And my raid message is Balance Alliance Raid. I can put emojis around it if you want. And my next stream is going to be on Monday, most likely. Other than my casual streams that I sometimes do on the weekend. Gonna be Monday for the indie games, and then Wednesday for Alan Wake, and Friday for more indie games. In the meantime, I'm gonna try some ways to stream some PS games through my PC without a capture card. Trying this new thing. I'm gonna try it out at some point. Some experimental stuff. Okay, so I'll see you next time. Fully on for the next indie games. Have a good night, everyone. Let's go say hi to Stumbly Ghost.